In 1519, two worlds that had evolved in complete isolation for millennia were about to crash into one another. It was not merely a meeting of men, it was a collision of geologies, of metallurgies, and of gods. On one side, the Aztec Empire, the Mexica, masters of the Valley of Mexico, architects of a civilization built on blood debt and sophisticated hydraulic engineering. Their elite shock troops were the Eagle Warriors, the soldiers of the sun.
On the other, the Conquistadors, men hardened by the Reconquista, the centuries-long war to drive the Moors from Spain. They were mercenaries, second sons, and adventurers, fueled by a potent mixture of religious zeal and an insatiable hunger for gold.
When these two forces met, the outcome was decided not just by courage, but by the jagged edge of obsidian against the tempered strength of steel. This is the anatomy of the conquest. To understand the Eagle Warrior, one must understand his objective, the Flowery Wars. These were not wars of conquest in the European sense, but ritualized conflicts designed to capture prisoners for sacrifice, ensuring the sun's daily rebirth. The battlefield was a sacred space, and the warrior's ultimate goal was to bring back a living heart for the gods. The Aztec Empire, a vast network of city-states bound by tribute and fear, stretched across Mesoamerica. Its military might was formidable, but its decentralized structure and reliance on ritual warfare would prove to be both its strength and its fatal flaw against a unified, technologically superior foe. The Macuahuitl, the obsidian-edged sword, was the primary weapon of the Eagle Warrior. Capable of decapitating a horse with a single blow, its razor-sharp volcanic glass blades could inflict horrific wounds. Yet, its brittleness meant it shattered on impact with metal armor, a critical vulnerability against Spanish steel. The Huipili, a quilted cotton armor, offered surprising protection against obsidian blades and arrows. It was lightweight, flexible, and effective against native weaponry. However, it was largely ineffective against the piercing thrusts of Toledo steel swords or the devastating impact of harquebus shot. The Spanish, by contrast, brought a panoply of advanced weaponry and tactics. Their armor, a montage of steel breastplates, gauntlets, and helmets, rendered them virtually impervious to Aztec weapons. This technological disparity was a psychological as well as a physical advantage. The harquebus, a primitive firearm, was slow to reload and inaccurate, but its thunderous roar and deadly projectile had a terrifying psychological impact on the Aztec warriors, who had never encountered such a weapon. It was a weapon of shock and awe. Toledo's steel swords, renowned for their strength and sharpness, were designed for thrusting, capable of penetrating the Huipili with ease. In close-quarters combat, they were devastatingly effective, turning the tide against massed Aztec formations. Perhaps the most impactful weapon was the horse. Unknown in the Americas, these beasts of war instilled terror and confusion. A charging cavalry unit could break formations and scatter warriors, giving the Spanish a decisive advantage in open battle. The Spanish, initially hesitant to engage in total war, soon learned the brutal realities of Mesoamerican conflict. The siege of Tenochtitlan, a prolonged and bloody affair, saw both sides employ every tactic imaginable, from naval blockades to psychological warfare. The final assault on Tenochtitlan was a testament to Spanish ingenuity and Aztec resilience. Brigantines, small warships built on the lake, cut off supply lines, while cannons battered the city's defenses. The causeways became battlegrounds, with hand-to-hand combat raging for weeks. Ultimately, the conquest was not solely a triumph of technology. Disease, particularly smallpox, decimated the Aztec population, weakening their resistance. Crucially, Spanish diplomacy forged alliances with disgruntled tributary states, turning Aztec enemies into conquistador allies. The clash of obsidian and steel, of eagle and cross, forged a new world. A world born of violence and cultural synthesis, whose legacy continues to shape Mexico today. The echoes of that collision resonate through its art, its language, and its very soul.